Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the underground lab of the conservatory and how a chicken knows it all. I never thought I would say that. Okay, so first off, if you haven't seen my video on how angle slimes may be able to blind you, well, you should really check it out. But in that video, I'm talk about all the different previews that we're getting for the soundtrack, and there's always this small little text and video that accompanies it. I'm not going to be talking about the videos as I did in that video, but honestly, I just want to talk about the text for the conservatory during the day. Now, first off, bright and full possibilities, the conservatory theme is the perfect music to get the work of the day underway as you plan your next adventure. But just like the conservatory itself, this piece is hiding something, a mystery waiting to be revealed like the island itself. So essentially they are hinting that there is going to be some type of secret hidden away in the conservatory. And we have no clue what that is until release, of course. But then I remembered the story about Charles. Now, Charles is basically a chicken that lives in the playthrough of Nick Popovich's CEO of Monomi Park. So on April 16th, he actually introduces us through Twitter to Charles. I discovered this miracle chicken while playtesting who somehow managed to go from chickadee to rooster to elder all while inside a coral full of hungry slimes. I believe those are tabby honey slimes. And he has now been rescued and will spend his well-earned retirement among flowers. His name is Charles. I believe the second picture is going to be of the central area of the conservatory, so under the glass. Then, of course, there's going to be the meme. Charles, that must have been one wild ride. You're going to tell us how you did it. No, I don't think I will, Captain America says. But then on April 22nd, Nick Popovich actually gives us an update. As an update, after too many close calls, Charles has taken up residence in the underground lab. Far less ambience, but I am pretty sure he can tell the difference. Now, this tweet actually basically revealed there's going to be an underground lab. Okay, underground lab. I hear you thinking there's going to be a refinery, there's going to be a fabricator, the thing where you can actually create some gadgets. Well, that's not essentially true because we already have this screenshot over here of the refinery and the fabricator in the background, and it's under the open skies because we actually see the stars. So that can be it. And then yesterday, Nick Popovich actually gave us an update on how Charles is doing. Charles is still kicking, might make it to launch. So first of all, we actually have on this screenshot over here with Charles just standing around some desks. We have some tools against the wall. But of course, the most interesting part, of course, is going to be that treasure pot that is broken in two parts. Now, that treasure pot looks exactly the same as the one that we saw in the second trailer that was revealed during the summer. And it kind of looks exactly the same. So once again, that stone orb with that rainbow band around it kind of confirms that there is going to be only one treasure pot in this game. So no longer there's going to be a green, a blue, a purple, and a secret style treasure pot. No, there is going to be just one treasure pot. And if you can unlock one, you can actually unlock all of them, in my opinion. Now, there's one thing more I want to mention about this screenshot. On the right side, we have what I presume to be the entrance to this underground lab. Now, I believe this is going to be, kind of the cave entrance that we can actually see in the very first few seconds of the second trailer of Slime Rancher 2. In its first few seconds, we actually see the conservatory, and there's this little path going down. So first off left and then all the way to the right. If you actually follow with your eyes that path to the right, you can actually see this blurry cave entrance. And I believe this is going to be exactly the same entrance, but from the other side. But what is really interesting is that little reaction that he added. There was one close call in the basement lab I keep him in, where the free-range phosphors that were down there nabbed an angler plort I missed depositing it into the refinery, Largoed, then immediately went for Charles with a newfound meat diet. Needless to say that Largo was incinerated. Now, this reaction actually gives us tons of information. Now, first of all, he's talking about free-ranging phosphor slimes in the same area. So I believe that this underground lab is only just one part of the cave section that we saw in the announcement trailer and in this screenshot. Because if you take a look at the picture where Charles is standing, he's standing on some tiles, so really a working area, but it actually ends and then you start having this purple gray ground. There are some rocks to the side, so maybe this is going to be one corner of the cave section, because that floor and those rocks are identically to the ones that you actually see in the pictures of the cave section. Now, after that, they also talk about the angler plort. So the phosphor slimes actually become an angler largo and they have a new taste for meat. So this confirms what we have all been thinking. Angler slimes are predatory carnivorous slimes. So of course they want to eat some meat. That's going to be the primary food source. And of course, they are most likely going to have the plump sea hen, the new type of chicken, as their favorite food. It was never really confirmed, but now we are, well, essentially sure. And then the most interesting part to me, and that is, how did that phosphor slime become an angler largo? Because he missed depositing an angler plort into the refinery. So essentially this may mean different things. So first off, there may be a refinery link in this cave section that he just placed down, which would just essentially kind of confirm that there are going to be gadgets in the early access version. I know this sounds kind of weird to actually mention this because there is going to be a lab after all, but honestly, I haven't seen a single gadget in any screenshot, in any trailer, not a single gadget to be found so far. So honestly, I don't know, but that would confirm either a refinery link, or of course what it may also mean is that this cave section is actually connected to that lab area, to that refinery area where I talked about earlier, and maybe there's just some type of open door and a phosphor slime just actually flew through there and found the angler plort over there. But it's a little bit weird because the refinery area is completely under the open stars, and it would just kind of be weird for a phosphor slime to kind of just, you know, fly through an open door out of the cave into that refinery area, because how often do you see that in Slime Rancher 1? I don't think I've even seen that once so far. But on the other hand, it would make a lot of sense if this underground lab is kind of connected to the refinery area that is open doors, because it's all a little bit the same theme, but honestly, it just kind of feels weird. Now, either way, I believe that this underground lab is going to be the point where you can actually find the secret that the conservatory is holding. Maybe you can actually discover who was the previous owner of the conservatory, or for example, who invented treasure pots or something like that. I don't know just yet, but I believe that's going to be the main central point. Now, that's everything that I discovered in these Twitter posts, but you may have actually also found something, or just let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And otherwise, you may want to check out this video here, why angle slimes can actually blind you. But don't click on it just yet. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on everything Slime Ranch related. Thanks for watching. I'll see you over there.